There's a saying out there that gets a whole lot of attention these days from the tinfoil hat community. And that saying is that you will own nothing and that you'll be happy. And with everything getting extremely expensive these days, including real estate, well, maybe not real estate itself, but the debt needed to carry that real estate, that statement looks like it could become more and more true every day. However, if that is true, you don't have anybody to blame but yourself. Because as the economy just continues to turn and money gets tight, so many Canadians are spending their days just doing what they've always been doing, which is most likely spending their day spending on items which they likely don't need to be spending on. And that is why in today's video, I'm going to share with you my top 7 signs that you are bad with money. And therefore you might actually, yes, indeed, end up owning nothing. And at the same time, if you choose to take action on these 7 signs that you're bad with money, well, it could put you well on your way to becoming much better with money. So you can save and eventually, yes, one day, hopefully own a little piece of real estate for yourself. Or it might even continue to help you pay for the real estate you already own the next time your mortgage renewal is up. Because yeah, it's probably going to be a lot more expensive to renew because interest rates have risen so quickly. And the first of the 7 signs that you are bad with money is the fact that you are not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel to stay up to date on Canadian real estate. And you can fix that right now by clicking subscribe, quickly followed by also clicking that like button. So other Canadians that are just like you starting to feel the pinch, well, they can also see this video thanks to you and the YouTube algorithm. But seriously, if you learn anything here today and it helps you take steps towards saving up for your future purchase, please know that you can book a call with me using the link in the description below if you are thinking about buying or selling real estate here in Surrey or the Fraser Valley. And now on to the real first sign that you are bad with money. Sign number 1 is that you don't have a budget. The reason that so many people are bad with their money is because they don't know what's coming and going out of their bank accounts each and every month. A budget sounds simple, and yes, really, it is. But often laziness or failing to want to face the truth holds people back from taking an hour out of their life to simply list all of their income and plot it against their own monthly expenses to see what they have left at the end of the month. The end of the day? At the end of the day, or month. The best part of doing a budget is it opens your eyes to discovering what you are wasting money on each and every month. It helps you identify the non-essentials. So make a list of all the income that you receive over a 30-day period and then plot it against what you spend and call it a budget. Just print out your bank statement and probably your Visa statement, and all the information is there. You just have to look at it. And if you are too scared to do this first simple step to financial freedom, then just go sign up for a free app like mint.com, plug in your bank accounts, and Mint will do all of the work for you each and every month. So there, now you have no excuses to keep putting it off. Moving on to sign number 2. If you eat out more than twice a week, you are unfortunately bad with your money. I am astonished these days taking my family out for a meal and how each and every time it seems that when the bill comes, we don't eat for under about $160 for a family of 4. Maybe that's $120 if I don't have a couple of pops. And I know families that eat dinner out 3, 4, or maybe more times each and every week. And that is then not including fast food for lunches. You know, when you just didn't have enough time to make anything at home this morning. Just something as quick and easy as packing a lunch versus going out and getting fast food can save you at least $5 every single workday. And if, well, there are 20 workdays in any given month, that's at least $100 in savings. And at the exact same time, you don't have all of that terrible processed food going into your system. So you save $100 or more in a month quite easily, and 500 calories each day. So why wouldn't you brown bag it? And yes, I understand, I get it. You don't want to cook every night. So take Fridays off. Take the kids out for a burger, but leave the cocktail or glass of wine until you get home, and then you can just have an $8 bottle instead of an $8 glass. Because I'm not here to tell you parents don't need wine. And then, hey, you can acknowledge that that was your treat for the week, and now it's time to buckle down again. Sign number 3 that you are bad with money was now infamously pointed out by our Canadian finance minister this year. And that was that, yes, we pay for too many online subscriptions cable packages, and even things like gym memberships that we don't use. It is said that the average Canadian has 4.5 online subscriptions that they pay for each month. And I'm going to assume that with Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, Apple Plus, all the other pluses, and now Paramount, just so you can watch 6 episodes of John Dutton, all on top of your $250 a month internet and cable package that go along with both your Club 16 membership and that spin class that you either take in person or online. Yeah, I'm guilty too. Coupled all with your Chef's Plate and HelloFresh subscriptions, which should be listed by now in your budget, you must admit that at least some, if not most of these items, well, you don't really need them. And I'm going to tell you, yes, I can speak from experience on this. I canceled my cable package almost 10 years ago, and let me tell you, it didn't only save me $60 per month since then, or $720 per year, but also it freed up a whole bunch of my time. And on a side note, I learned at that point that if you live near a major city like I do, that you can get at least 6 or 7 full HD channels, and those channels broadcast the signal by air totally for free with something as simple as an HD antenna. It's true. So now that you've got your budget, look over those reoccurring subscriptions that you are wasting your money on and cancel at least a few of them. And then maybe spend that time with your kids or maybe going for a walk. My fourth sign that you are bad with money is that you carry a balance on your credit card. I understand. Credit cards are a great tool for helping you pay bills, specifically online, and also increasing your credit score. But if you're carrying a balance each month, and that's probably calculated somewhere as an average of about 20%, if you only pay the minimums each month and then carry a balance each month, maybe as little as $1,000, that means you are likely paying either Visa or MasterCard as much as $200 per year for basically doing nothing. And sure, maybe $200 doesn't seem like that much, but let me ask you this. Can I have $200 a year right now? And since it's thought the average Canadian owes as much as $21,183 in non-mortgage debt, that means there's a good chance you might be paying as much as $4,236.60 per year in interest on your credit cards that could or should be going towards your future down payment. Or if you already own, you could or should be using that extra money towards paying down the balance on your current mortgage. So you owe less the next time interest rates go up. Oh wait, they just did. So if you do have credit card debt, please do every single thing you can in your power to pay it off now, or pay it off at least as fast as you possibly can. Fifth on my list, and something that quite frankly ticks me off, it's when I see someone driving a car that costs more than their yearly gross salary. You heard me. If you don't earn it, don't drive it. I know a lot of people who make $50,000 a year and they have bought $60,000 plus vehicles. Let me be clear on this. This is a stupid waste of money, because the advantages of someone making $50K a year that can get by driving a car that costs them maybe only $30,000 or $35,000, well, it's huge. And that is mainly because people normally don't buy cars with cash and they finance them. And nobody making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, or even $80,000 a year should be wasting $600 to $900 per month on a car payment. Yes, I understand that you need a car, but no, you don't need that top of the line SUV with moonroof and heated rear seats for your kids that are already learning to live beyond their means. So if this is you, sell that thing right now, because the car bubble is about to burst. And if you're making that crazy high payment, it's probably really hard to fix number 6 on my list, and that is that you are not saving at least 10% of your gross salary per year. Actually, there are a lot of good savers out there. So do me a favor and comment right now down below. How much do you manage to save per month in either a dollar amount or percentage of your income? Because 10% is the absolute minimum you need to put away. And in my experience, people would rather max out their living accommodations and be bad at signs number 2, 3, 4, and 5 before saving for their retirement. Sure, you might be lucky enough or have the excuse of working with an employer that offers you a pension. But if you don't, do you know how much you will need in the bank to retire by the time you are 65 years old? The answer is likely a lot more than 10% of your current salary now per year that you plan on being retired before you die. And that is on top of if you qualify for things like CPP and old age pension. And that number grows significantly if you still plan on having a mortgage when you retire. And let's face it, if you still have a mortgage when you retire, you're probably not retiring. And it's unfortunate, but often your home's equity is how most people will retire because it is a forced savings plan and not an optional one that so many Canadians are currently opting out of. And it's only once you have sign number 6 rectified that you can move on to the final sign that you are bad with money. And that is that you don't maximize the savings that you actually do have. So many baby boomer clients of mine have managed to scrimp and save $50, $60, or even $100,000 over the years that they have worked. And that's great. But in talks, often I find out that those clients of mine have just left their money in a savings account, making an average of below 2% interest over the last decade or more, when they could have taken advantage of tax deferrals from RRSPs to lower their taxes they paid in the same year as the money was earned, making that year's income essentially higher by making their taxes lower, or taking other steps where they can open up something like a TFSA or a tax-free savings account, which is exactly that, a tax-free way of growing your savings. And soon you will also be able to take advantage of Canada's new tax-free homebuyer savings account. And even if you are too chicken to invest any of these savings that you now have into things like stock, mutual funds, or maybe even private lending, you could easily just lock that money into a GIC or a guaranteed investment at a bank like Tangerine that will make you 4.65% right now for doing nothing other than putting your money in the bank in the right account. Because every dollar you save of your 10% of your income has the potential to grow into even more dollars. That is why the number one determiner of wealth in the entire world is, you guessed it, age. Because those who have had money for the longest tend to have the most amount of money. If this video helps you understand that one of the reasons you don't or won't own a property is because of one of these 7 signs, please go ahead and take action on the sign that is holding you back. And then when it's time to buy a property, you can book a call with me using the link in the description below.